Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to our amazing YouTube channel, Jonathan George Villarreal's Watch Emporium. I'm Jonathan George Villarreal, and I'm pumped to be here with you today to talk about how we can use the English language creatively to explore the world and learn new things. No matter your proficiency level in English, our meticulously produced videos have something incredibly intriguing and enlightening for all viewers. Today, I'd like to discuss Theresa May, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and her struggles with the Brexit project, which eventually led to her resignation. As someone who greatly admires her leadership qualities, I believe that her speeches and memorable quotes truly showcase her unwavering commitment to her country and her resilience in the face of challenges. Theresa May's speeches were marked by her persuasive rhetoric and her ability to argue her points convincingly. She faced numerous challenges during her tenure, including the Brexit negotiation process, which posed a significant hurdle of her. Nonetheless, she remained steadfast in her commitment to serving her country, and her speeches were a testament to her unwavering resolve. In January 2017, Theresa May gave a speech at Lancaster House in which she outlined her vision for Brexit and the UK's future relationship with the European Union. She advocated for a bold and ambitious approach to the Brexit, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a strong partnership with Europe even after the UK's departure. This speech demonstrated her determination to chart a path forward for her country despite the uncertainty and complexity of the Brexit process. Her 2018 Conservative Party conference speech, Theresa May addressed divisions within her party and called for unity in the face of a difficult Brexit negotiation process. She famously said, "If we come together, there is no limit to what we can achieve." This proverbial expression highlighted her belief in the power of collective action and her determination to unite her party and her country behind a common purpose. In addition to her speeches, Theresa May's memorable quotes also reflected her leadership qualities. For instance, her oft-repeated phrase, "Brexit means Brexit," convey her commitment to seeing through the Brexit process, even in the face of uncertainty and opposition. Her statement that no deal is better than a bad deal demonstrated her willingness to take a tough stance in negotiations. Finally, her statement that a country that works for everyone reflected her vision for a society in which everyone had equal opportunities to succeed, regardless of their backgrounds and circumstances. In conclusion, Theresa May was a strong and principled leader who faced numerous challenges during her time as Prime Minister. Her speeches and memorable quotes reflected her unwavering commitment to her country and her determination to overcome adversity, although she was unable to secure a Brexit deal. Her efforts will be remembered as an important chapter in the history of the UK, and her leadership qualities will continue to inspire others to strive for excellence in their own endeavor. Thank you for watching this episode of Jonathan George Villarreal's Watch Emporium. I hope you found our discussions on Theresa May and her struggles with the Brexit informative and engaging. Your questions, comments, and feedback are always welcome and appreciated. So please don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please do hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting and enlightening content. By hitting the notification bell, you'll be sure to never miss any of our exciting and thought-provoking episodes. Don't forget to share our channel with your friends and family members who may also find our content beneficial. We are committed to providing you with high quality, well researched, and engaging content that will help you improve your English language skills and expand your knowledge. So stay tuned for more amazing videos from Jonathan John Valeria's Watch Emporium. And until next time, take care and keep learning.